Tryst, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's awesome. You are the first guest in the redone studio, the Voodoo Lounge.
I feel so good to be here. It feels good to see you in person. And
cool. So thank you for being on the show. We just watched your music video that you're releasing.
Yes.
Sex God.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, wow. That was really cool. No, I love it. And you're self-produced now at this point in directing, or?
Yeah. Every video you've seen me upload since I released the album in March has been all directed by me and edited by me. And
right.
Yeah. But the list video in particular, it was good because it was the first time I collaborated with some other people. Like, I've got well, you'll see. We gotta show it first,
we'll show it later in the show. But it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do me a favor, just move it, kind of mimic how I have it, because it's not picking you up.
How's that?
Almost. I thought we had it set, but maybe not. It's okay. We'll fix it.
Good? Is this good?
Can you point it toward you? I feel like this is like a Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like just
bum, bum,
yeah.
bum.
Ding, 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 ding.
How's this?
That's great. Now I can hear you.
Okay, good.
It's a weird thing. You got to be close to it.
Okay. I know, it feels like...
I know, it's weird. I'm used to it now, so I forget.
Like you're at the dentist.
Yeah, I know. I forget people aren't used to having these things, you know.
I feel like someone's going to drill my teeth in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
Sit proper, like a proper young lady.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, thank you for being on the show. We're going to do some tarot card readings.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And we'll premiere Sex God. That's Disney Meat. Is that the name of the album? Is that...
No, so it's funny. There's a whole story behind that. You want me to tell you that now?
Please.
All right, so... We were in the studio. We were working. So this song I wrote during quarantine, probably like a month and a half in, let's say.
Right.
And I start all my stuff on bass, and it's strange. It's like when I play bass and write, and then everything just kind of flows, and the vocals come. I start to just hear everything else come together. Like I hear the synths, I hear this, I hear that. I have an idea of what I want it to sound like. So when I finally got to the studio. It was one of those moments that I have in the studio where it's just I just feel this magic flowing through my blood, and it's just my co-writer Steve, who makes all the magic happen for me. It's we had that moment, and we were smoking and stuff like that, and I was venting to him about how okay. Here's for instance, when you're on Instagram and you get those ads for just musicians and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was just this girl, and she was just singing a pop song, and she had it was a major label promotion.
Right.
She's singing a song that, it was cute and all, but it's it kind of just sounds like the top 40, what's kind of on the radio right now. It sounds like everything else.
Right.
And I looked up the girl. I was like, what's her deal? And I saw that she, signed to a major label, that she was from the Disney Channel. And I remember saying to Steve, I was like, it seems like it's just another piece of Disney meat. It's it seems like all these people that become nowadays, it feels like a lot of people that are really world famous are Nickelodeon or Disney
channel
that
makes sense.
People.
Yeah.
And that's cool and all, but I just feel like that's just all you see now.
Yeah.
And it just seems very manufactured.
Right,
Disney
repackaged. You can pick it off a shelf.
Yeah. And then it's sad because a lot of these girls I feel also go through a lot of shit,
Yeah.
Because
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, they're all child stars.
Yeah.
And then some of them grow up, they're young, famous, and they grow up and then they become train wrecks, you know?
Or their world's a delusion, right?
Yeah.
It's fake for them too.
Yeah, it's just, and it just seems Disney, for instance, who owns everything. It just seems like everything's okay, get the next hit, bang them out. Okay, on to the next one, and it's just a factory.
Yeah,
that's where Disney meat came. So me and
That's
Steve
awesome.
were very stoned, and I said, he looked over me, he went,
yeah,
Disney meat. I went, Disney meat.
That's great.
So that's where it came from, and it just stuck. I liked it.
Yeah, they just, I don't know, it just gets pumped out, and people just with their mouth open just eat it.
I know. It is what it is. Like I don't like talking shit because it's like, you know,
it's not talking shit, but it's the reality
it just sort of feels like, you know, sorry, I kind of stopped turning away from the microphone.
Yeah. Oh, they're only gonna hear half of what you're saying.
I need like one of those like things that like attach to my head.
Well, we rolled out the red carpet and we just forgot the little pop star mic.
There we go.
So now next time when you come back in a couple months,
hey,
we'll have it.
Can I tell you something? You know, Kate Bush was the first person to ever use that mic.
That is like, so that's like your hero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love Kate Bush.
Right.
She's my angel.
I think a plane's going over. It's okay.
Probably.
I didn't soundproof yet.
Oh, it's okay.
This was very expensive. So speaking of which, if not to interrupt, but if anybody wants to check out the new merch, please do. We have iPhone and Android cases and different mugs and T-shirts and what else we have? We have a bunch of stuff.
Condoms.
Not yet. That's like the that'll come in the future.
Nice.
It's that and also masks.
Everyone wants masks, right?
Right. No one wants the condom. They just want the mask. In fact, I wish I released masks. Someone asked me, "Do you want to release masks?" I said, "No way." We're like 6 months later. I'm like, "Fuck."
I've been asked about masks too. I just don't know like what I would put. I
don't know.
You know.
But I don't know. It's all about the brand. I'm trying to create my own Disney meat.
Yeah, that me too.
You know.
Check out trystofficial.com/shop. I've got new
links in the description.
New ritual kits and T-shirts and posters.
You know, I love the way you do. Oh yeah, thank you for that and nice note too. It was really
absolutely.
Cool. We love the way you do your merch.
Oh, thank you.
It's so cool. Like you put the lace around the box and there's like stickers. And get little
trying to make like
flowers
a present. You know?
It's cool. Because most people just shove it in an envelope and ship it out, but it's almost like you took the time.
Yeah, totally. I actually get disappointed when I like order from like more personal like companies and I don't get like a little cutesy note. I'm like, where's my love note? Where's my thank you note?
Even if it's like BS, right? But
just a little something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That's just the way I am though. I feel like I'm just like, I like to be very giving in that, but like, so I love gift giving.
Right.
Like I love Christmas time buying gifts for people. So this to me is just like fun because I make it like a present. It definitely is more time consuming, but I think it's worth it. I like to just create like an experience. I feel like I just want people to like get a whole experience with like anything I do.
Well, that's all right. That's a great topic because like, speaking of Disney me and everything, it's like, you're so authentic. And like, I love that you come on here and like support me through this. Cause like, you're an authentic person and it shows in like your music or your videos. And, cause I don't think you can fake that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you just care.
Oh yeah.
And not a lot of people do. It's just like, well, this is just, whatever.
I mean, yeah, I definitely, I would say I have a big heart. And I mean, I only want to associate with people I truly like love and care about at this point in my life.
It's high value people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've known you for so long. And
yeah, we go back.
Yeah.
And it's always good to see people succeed, but when it's your friend, it's like so cool.
Well, I remember I showed you the video for Another Star. You were like so blown away by it. I remember.
Even before that, when you first met with, is it the same Steve?
No, I've been working. So I worked with Michael Spivak on the last.
Michael.
I have a lot of unreleased stuff too with him. It's just
it's just a different time.
It's a different time. Like I was doing more pop stuff. I love what we made because I was still behind that with him. It was like this is what
awesome.
I want. Yeah, that was more like I was inspired by New Water and of course Depeche Mode and just more like Lady Gaga and that kind of thing.
Well, you had dancers, which is cool. Which I want you to bring back at some point. But.
I loved my dancers too. Yeah. I still keep in touch with a lot of them, and it was just so fun. It was like really fun to create like this whole theatrical experience. But afterwards, I went through a lot of shit, and went through a lot of shit previously, and it's like this album that I wrote with Steve, it's like it's really like 100% like raw and true to like every single thing like I want. Like I'm not really following any formula anymore,
which is great. But I remember being on the subway, we were going like to or from Coney Island, and you're like, do you want to hear it? I was like, yeah, I want to hear it. And then like I was hooked. I was like, yo, you got the new one? You're like, all right.
I remember Coney Island with you.
Yeah.
Weren't we like Were we doing Showtime on the subway at one point? Remember, I think we came back and we had like an empty subway, like jokingly around. I think we were just like on Showtime. Sure.
Those were late nights. Definitely late nights for us.
I think you were like hanging off like the top.
Oh, right. Well, that's what they do, right?
Yeah, Showtime.
Showtime.
There was no one to show though.
Yeah.
It's just
nobody was around to throw change or to get annoyed.
I get almost kicked in the face.
How many times is like people just sit there too? They're just so used to it, and like someone's just swinging around like right next to their face.
I literally would just like kind of sit there because it'd usually be after work, and I'd be like so tired.
Don't make eye contact.
I usually like to give people money on the subway that come up and sing. Like these like doo-wop groups. I think they're like homeless, but they're just like a bunch of these men that they sing like doo-wop songs.
They have passion.
I love this.
They have passions.
So I always try to give some. Like that's the thing. Like I'm always like giving my last dollar to anyone that needs it. But like,
well, you get it back, right?
Hey, I truly believe in that. You like let's say you win the lottery. Mm-hmm. Like if
I'm trying.
Even if I win like $50, like, you know, it's like good to give like maybe like $1 or $5 just to like, you know, extra tip or donation. I think it's just good to, if the universe gives you something, make sure you give a little back.
That's it. It's the universe, yeah. But not to get too derailed, but so yeah, I remember listening to those tracks and I was thinking about this yesterday. It's like, wow. And it's like you're such an authentic person. Like you didn't stay in that because you thought maybe it would be what sells.
Yeah.
And I mean, over the pond, right? You're starting to make a name for yourself over there, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Right?
It's very exciting.
Because those are like real people.
Yeah.
So that's tough. That's a tough market.
Real
it's a tough
people.
crowd. Yeah.
Well, I think, you know, what I love about the UK is that I think pretty much every band I practically love comes from the UK, except for Nine Inch Nails. But like Pink Floyd and Depeche Mode and, you know, The Cure, Kate Bush, David Bowie, all these people I like love. They're all from the UK.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they come over to America and they get famous.
Right, which is weird, right?
And then vice versa. I actually have, I know a woman who was in a band with David Bowie very early on in the 60s in London.
Wow. She
tells me all these stories. She's hanging with Pink Floyd and stuff too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But that's what happens though.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we used to play together, what was it, Fat Babies?
Oh my God,
it's like, maybe I'll be sitting around one day on my podcast 3000, episode 3492. And I'm like, yeah, I played with Tryst, shared a stage with her. You know? They'd be like, really, Tryst? I'm like, yeah, she's been on the show. You know?
Fat Babies. I still have a video of that.
That was a fun night.
That was my old band, yeah. And I remember I wore like 6-inch like heels, like this tall, trying to rock out, trying to mosh on stage, and I literally almost knocked the drum kit over.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. I almost knocked the whole thing over, but I didn't. I was very, very lucky with that.
That was an interesting time with Knox Cole and Monkey and Soda and
jumping on the stage
Banks
with you.
And everything. Yeah. That was great. You two would come up and just it was good. It was good times. But
I remember Monkey said I was doing some like tribal dance at Blackthorn.
It was during
mask.
Dark Circus.
Was it the Dark Circus? I just did the Dark Circus actually online.
No, it was the name of the song.
Oh.
There's a guy that drives by like flying down the street around. What times is it? 2:22.
Time for me to drive down the street really loud.
Well, it's actually pissing me off because he changed his schedule. It used to be right before the show, and now it's like during it. And I'm like, dude,
that's strange.
Unreal.
It's like Truman Show stuff.
Well, in 2 hours there'll be a guy on a bike. I'm not even joking. This is a real thing that I live with. But it's all right. Yeah, I don't even remember any of the Dark Circus. I don't remember.
Oh, no, but
if anybody knows Knox Cole, you know what song I'm talking about. Please put it in the chat. No, I know the song, but
yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't know the title though.
I don't remember.
Those were good times, and it's so it's like now it's I've been playing music for years and years now at this point, and it's like I was saying, like I finally just feel so like myself, like true to myself, you know, and my writing and everything, and lyrically and.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's very real, and like all my lyrics are written by me. Most of the stuff starts off with me just playing bass, and
which is so cool.
Yeah,
I forgot that until I saw you. Making a little video, or whatever.
This album, at least, like the first album, Vulgar Virtue, I wrote on bass. I'm trying to think. Everything else was kind of just like like did it together. Like I was like, okay, here's what we want to sound like, and you get inspired by other artists too. It's like you'll put like very inspired by like Portishead and Massive Attack as well. With a lot of my stuff like trip hop and
I've been really into lo-fi hip hop.
Oh yeah, the YouTube lo-fi hip hop video.
Yeah, but like like the meme where it was like to study to.
Yeah. But I put that on sometimes.
But I like it because like I'll put on like Japanese one and it's like a 10-hour long mix, and I just crank stuff out to it. Yeah, it's just weird how it's nice.
I really like. I listen to like a lot of just like jazz too. Like I love jazz and I love blues.
Blues, yeah, for sure.
I think in a past life I lived in New Orleans and I was like a blues singer. I swear to God. When you just have like those like feelings. I've been doing a lot of like past life regression stuff lately. Yeah. And I've been trying to like listen to my instinct. Right. And I'm very fascinated by past life. I don't know if you believe in past lives or not.
Like a shared conscious, like there's somewhere in there.
Like you were like a girl in a past life. Like you had another life where you were a female, maybe.
But you retain it a little bit.
There's like and then maybe there's like things now that like you do in this lifetime. Maybe you have some like strange phobias or fears of things that you can't like quite understand. Or maybe there's like a feeling that you get like where you feel like you need to be somewhere because it feels like home or something like that.
Wow, like a deja vu almost. Kind of like, oh, I feel like I've done this.
Yeah, like I feel like New Orleans to me, like I've been there like twice and I just always want to go back, and I just like it's like a home feeling to me. And I'm like, I feel like I must have.
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I think about that stuff all the time. I guess I would more believe in like maybe like just as a species, we kind of retain it. Yeah, but it would be interesting do we retain, our great grandfather's subconscious a little bit somewhere? Is that why maybe we're just scared of something? Well, when you're not like a spider.
Yeah. I'm not scared of spiders anymore, but I'm terrified of like water, like going on boats and stuff like that. Like I won't.
Why? Is it just endless?
Yeah, because I'm afraid I'm afraid the boat's gonna sink.
What if it does?
And then like that's it. I'm strapped in the middle of the ocean, and then sharks come up.
Sharks come up immediately.
That's literally.
As soon as it starts sinking, sharks are like, "Hey, that boat is sinking."
That's exactly what I'm afraid of. Like this is why like I don't like I hate flying too, but I'm actually more afraid of like if I was.
I think flying is really safe. Isn't it statistically? Like you'll probably drown before a plane goes down.
The last time I was on a flight, I had the worst experience. I actually got sick on the plane, and I was coming back from New Orleans. Wow. It was a bachelorette party, and I don't really party like that. Like,
so you're hungover. It wasn't the plane.
I think it was everything catching up to me. No, but like literally like the whole time, there was these two guys sitting like right behind me, and they were just like talking the whole fucking time.
Unbelievable.
Like really loud. Ugh. You're like right behind me, and everyone else is quiet. Airplanes usually are quiet because everyone's usually trying to sleep because you want to knock out and wake up. So
you don't want to be awake for that. I hate it.
And I was like freezing. So I was freezing. There's two loud jerks talking behind me the whole time. It did not shut up once. And talking so loud. And then I think it was just anxiety because I was by myself, anxiety and stress. Yeah, I got like sick on the airplane. Yeah, like I had to like push my way. I was like, make way, get out of my way, and go to the bathroom. It was just,
that sucks.
So like, it was just like, and it was terrible, such a terrible feeling. I'm like, this is like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, because if you like, you'll be the person that just puked on this tin can, vacuum sealed tin can that everybody now has to sit in.
Totally. But it was terrifying. Like that was like a horror show. Like talk about like just like a really bad situation. Right. But I still like I hate flying, but there's something about like boats where I feel like in a past life I must have like drowned. I also had like some crazy like vivid dreams about it as well that are like very unexplainable.
Maybe that's where some of our instincts come from. Yeah. Because like look at salamanders. Do you know how like they swim upstream? Like what tells them to do that?
What the hell is like a salamander?
No, like a salmon.
A salamon?
I don't know.
Salmons. Well, yeah. I mean, that's. I think like everything has a conscience. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like people. Like, you ever meet people that are like, maybe just like really just like you're like, what planet are you on? You know what I'm saying?
Or you just don't like instantly for some reason.
It's not even that. It's just like they don't just get it. Like there's no social cues. They're just like, and they're very like maybe like really racist and just like ass backwards.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah. I mean, I met those people too. I was gonna say drummers. But
no, but you know what I'm saying? People that walk around with like hate in their hearts or just very like ignorant and stuff like that. I feel like people like that have not lived a lot of lives in human form and probably just came out of emerging from like animalistic form. And I feel like
they're still like carnal.
Yeah, and I feel like people that maybe like me, I feel like I've lived a lot of past lives and I've done a lot of like tarot card stuff, and it also
I can't wait to get to.
Yeah, it also said like that I've lived a lot of past lives, which I thought was interesting, but I'm like, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
You know?
Real quick, Sally, can you find out if Ellen's in the chat? I think as soon as we confirm Ellen's in the chat.
Yeah.
What song would you like to cut to while we set up the tarot cards?
Well, should we show the video after the tarot card reading?
I was going to say that way while we're cleaning up, we could play the video.
Sure. Yeah. Play for me. Play Vulgar Virtue.
You sent that one, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did.
Is Ellen in the chat?
Hold on. I'm trying to.
It's a little delayed.
I think I sent that one. I think I always send that one. That was my
staple,
first
right?
hit. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, going back to like being authentic and stuff and having the UK fan base now. What was I going to say? I know COVID happened, obviously.
Yeah.
So are you making plans? Can you say anything about maybe doing a couple shows or something?
Yeah, like I wanted to go there like next summer. You know.
Do you have artists?
Would you mind identifying what you are?
But like, have you?
You know,
is this a serious?
It definitely is serious to me, but it's just like one of those things where like with COVID happening and stuff like that, I just kind of feel like stuck right now. Like I don't know what the deal with venues are and stuff like that. Music venues.
I don't know.
From what I've heard, there's been like no music venues opening up like anywhere.
I've been to like one private show at a venue, but it was like a private thing, so it didn't count.
Yeah, I went to like an outdoor show. Actually, my father's band. My father's in a band too. He sings.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Well, Shout out the band.
Yeah. Well, they do. His band is Snake Road, and they play in Long Island, and they do a lot of covers and stuff like that right now. But
I gotta get him on the show.
You know what's really funny is my father back in the 80s was the singer of a band called Dark Daughter.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
There you go.
And he used to draw the logo and stuff like that. And the chick in the logo is like wearing a black choker. She's got blonde hair. Like is probably like wearing an outfit like that I would wear now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just so funny. It's like he was a singer and he used to wear like fishnet tops and eyeliner and stuff.
Let's get him on the show.
Right?
Will he play a little bit too?
He sings. He just sings.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's the last time I saw it. The first and last show I saw was my dad's show.
Yeah. Shout out to Dark Daughter.
Dark Daughter was the band in the 80s. They were like a Queen's band.
But now they're doing just like...
Now they're doing they're just doing cover songs for fun because, you know.
Why not?
Yeah.
You got to do it. I'm sure that sucks
Gets
too.
Gets the crowd going out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that sucks too for people that just like, you know, they just like playing music and they're not even doing it like necessarily like how we would do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Music,
it's a joy for them.
I love doing cover songs, honestly. Like I've been doing a lot of like on my YouTube page. I did like just for fun, like live streaming. I did like White Rabbit and
I think I caught
in the
that.
On
on bass, right?
No,
or
no,
are you doing
singing.
just singing?
Yeah, just with my fancy lights and stuff like that.
I know on Instagram, like you'll live stream and do the little concerts, right?
Yeah,
that's a cool thing.
Haven't done that in a few weeks. I've been so busy with videos and stuff like that. But
yeah.
You know.
But that's cool though. Do you plan on continuing them or is it?
Yeah, definitely. I gotta get up and do them again. It's been a while. It's just I've done this month of October. This
is your month.
Yeah, I filmed like 3 videos and edited 3 videos, and I'm doing other work too for other people as well that I'm collaborating with, like video work.
I want to talk to you about that. You're starting to direct. Like for other people?
Kind of, yeah. Like I'm so inspired by David Lynch and Stanley Kubrick. Like I can't say their names enough. And you know, Hitchcock, of course. But it's like those first 2 are just huge influences on my music and my visuals.
Right.
And it's like when I write stuff, sometimes I feel like I'm writing stuff like for like a David Lynch movie.
Right.
And then when I'm filming stuff, it's like I try to see it as if like I want to see things how like Kubrick saw things, because Lynch was like very like dark and like sexy, and like Kubrick was very like everything looks like a piece of art to me, and like very like but there's like an eerie emptiness a lot of times with his stuff that like I just fucking love.
But you have, what I like about it though is that there's always this little bit of humor.
Yeah.
You know, which is nice though, because it makes it real.
Yeah. Totally. Absolutely. So I just want to start directing because it's hard, like being in front of a camera and trying to direct someone. So like I just kind of like whoever's doing the camera for me, I'm like, I'll perform, just like
take 100 shots.
Yeah,
and we'll see
just
what,
walk around, film me. But like I want to do stuff behind the camera for a change,
which is totally different mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I have a good eye for it, and it's just another creative thing I want to.
Isn't that great?
Do.
Yeah, I want to do acting.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like I just want to branch out into things I haven't done. Like this is all new for me. Yeah. And I've been picking that up pretty well. And I want to do another band, but I don't know. The band thing is such a struggle for me. It seems like a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
That I don't necessarily, like once you start involving more people.
That's why I've been very solo.
That's the thing though. And it's like,
Yeah. I think about doing live shows down the line. I definitely want a full band, because
I think it would be cool.
Yeah, it would just be great.
Especially if we showed up to the UK with a band. I mean.
Yeah. I know. That would be a lot to get a whole band out to the UK though, I feel like next year.
Would you reimagine? There he goes.
The guy?
Same guy. Would you reimagine like some of the tunes to make it fit for a full band? Or would you try to keep it pretty much?
Before all this shit went down with COVID, I was practicing with a drummer and a guitarist.
Cool.
We were trying
that's right. You're looking for a bass player.
Yeah. Well, we were trying to figure things out, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like a full band or have some stuff on a backing track because my stuff is very layered and very textured and like.
Maybe just a drummer and a bass player and then the rest or guitar player.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's hard to choose between bass and guitar too.
I think I've seen most people have like a drummer with like a light kit.
Yeah.
That's just very heavy on the drums for like that rhythmic and bass player, and then do like the MIDI keyboard with the backing tracks.
I feel like I need electronic drums though too for my stuff in a way sometimes.
Or maybe put triggers.
I don't know.
I
was just thinking honestly, I'm like, let me just bring my laptop and get my special lights. I was gonna have like a stage set up. Mm-hmm. Like I was gonna get like some crazy stuff to like put on the stage. Make it like theatrical.
I just think I don't know. I think you have very powerful stuff, so I think adding.
I need a band.
The live drummer.
Anybody want to be in my band?
Yeah. Right.
Holding auditions.
This is it. Hit up Tryst. No, you're upstate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is cool.
Yeah,
Does it make it difficult to collab? Or
no, because I still drive my ass down to New
Brooklyn
York
and stuff.
I mean, it'd be easier if I had a band upstate, but
yeah, the people you're looking for might not be upstate.
Hey, there's a lot of musicians upstate.
I don't know.
Right by Woodstock, there's a big hippie community there. There's still people walking around since the concert, which is cool.
Still walking around. They just never left.
They're like lost. They can't find their way.
They've been on like 40 minutes or whatever. Like they haven't been able to find George in 10 years.
Yeah.
We found him. Just walking around the park.
Really long hair, smoking cigarettes in the Woodstock circle, middle of town.
Just keeps going back to it.
Yeah. Woodstock is cute. It's like a big tourist spot, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure it is, yeah.
But it's really got some cool energy there, and it's very chill upstate. That's what I like about it. Yeah. Everyone's like very happy and like nice. I feel like when I come down to Long Island, there's a lot of like aggressive drivers.
Oh yeah, especially if people haven't been non-essential people driving now. They don't know how to drive. It's ridiculous. Do we have Ellen in the chat?
Yes, she's in the chat.
Awesome. So
hi, Ellen.
There we go. So you're going to do a tarot card reading for her.
Sure.
We're going to cut to your track Vulgar Virtue off the album Vulgar Virtue, which I love.
Thanks.
And then we'll come back and we'll have a little camera set up and everything ready to go.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I don't have Vulgar Virtue.
Oh, so play any other track except for Sex God.
How about 28
Guns.
28 Guns.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Cool. All right.
Glasses are off.
Cool. So that was 28 Guns. You want to talk real quick about that song?
Yeah, that's actually probably my favorite song off the album. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be knocking cards while I'm talking.
No, it's okay.
So that's definitely probably one of my favorite songs off my album, Vulgar Virtue, because it was just like probably like the most experimental track on the whole album. Mm-hmm. That one was very inspired by Pink Floyd's Echoes.
Right.
You know, me and Steve were watching Echoes in Pompeii, and what I love about that is that it just goes into like 12 different songs, jamming section, like groove section, heavier section. So that was inspired by that. There's a whole big story behind that too. A lot of people have asked me about it. It's like a pretty heavy subject to talk about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not for me personally, but just like in general. And
Sure.
that's why I don't really talk about it.
Okay.
But if you want me to talk about it, I can. I'll talk about it to you.
I mean, you can.
I can?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Well, pretty much it was about the people that passed this law in the South that this is really heavy, but it was pretty much, it was about a bunch of these men and a couple of women that passed this law in the South that said that, let's say a child gets, raped and they get pregnant, they're forced to carry to full term, even if it's by like their own relative and stuff like that.
Which doesn't make any sense.
So that whole song is like about these people that, run our country, run our laws, and try to take control of like our bodies. And it's like, you imagine a child, like that's like hell. It's hell to even imagine having to like, I feel like forcefully, carry something from such a traumatic experience. So that song is really just about that, and also just about like, as a woman, like taking back like the freedom of your body and just the freedom to just be free and open with yourself. And I always had this image in my head of I wanted to do for the video, if I ever make a video for it, but I always had this image of me like as a dominatrix, like walking a bunch of like men in suits with pig masks on down Wall Street in the city.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
Like that's where like a lot of that was like a very big like inspiring image too in my head for this song, was like, fuck these people, because nothing angers me more than, and than seeing like people telling, especially guys that are in office, telling us what to do when they have no clue what it's like at all.
I think it's, as a man, I'll just say it, for I think it's one thing as a lawmaker to have to make a law, but then to put your own, like, kind of, you can be a lawmaker and make a law that affects a woman.
Separate your religious beliefs from
or
making
personal
laws.
Beliefs too. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
is that it should be I'm making this law because I truly believe it's going to better the people. Not, well, no, it's not your choice.
It's all obsessions
not
with women's
your body,
bodies.
not your choice. Yeah, it's weird.
And children. There's children now being dragged into this, and that's what the song was about. And it was about, me at the time just like feeling like, as a woman, like there's like guns to our backs sometimes, where it's like, there's
a lot of pressure.
Yeah. You worry about, what can be done to you under laws and religious beliefs. And it's like, I tell people too, it's like as a woman, it's like, you sometimes you just want to go out and take a walk, and you can't do it after dark
it's
sometimes.
like 1 a.m.
Yeah. I've been followed in broad daylight too, like at a train station, like followed, like crazily followed by this lunatic, and I screamed at him in front of a bunch of people. Finally, when I tried to get away from him, and he ended up finding me. It was crazy. Yeah. So it's scary. So that whole song is just like about like just like kicking ass and taking back your power, like as a female, and not letting anyone like control you and like what you do with yourself.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's important. And I think it's good that for the culture that you do write about that.
Yeah. Totally. I've never really spoken about it because it's just so heavy to talk about. Like I get in my head about it because I can't even, like, I don't want to think about it sometimes.
Nothing's too heavy for this podcast.
There you
That's
go.
what we do, right? But let's shake that off, right? The negative. Oof.
Can I give you your present first?
Oh, yeah, please. Which is really cool. I didn't expect anything. Thank you. Ooh, it's in a purple bag. Very cool.
This is just something I figured you could keep here.
Awesome. Well,
those are incense.
Yeah.
So if you want to light those up at some point, I don't know if it would fuck up your equipment.
No, we can totally light some. I actually did burn a Franklin one. Awesome. Thank you.
Frankincense and myrrh.
Frankenstein scents.
Now,
I'm sure people love this on the...
I have one of these in my house. I figured it would be nice for you to have too.
Oh, what is this?
Do we need scissors to open it, or can you open it?
I think maybe if I pull it.
We shouldn't tie it too tight.
Well, maybe not. Can we get a knife? Sucks. I don't actually own scissors because I'm a man. And I never bought a...
Hand us the butcher knife.
Never bothered buying them.
I know, she did wrap it up really nice, but probably...
I'm like nervous to break it.
Did you get it?
Thank you.
You got it?
I think so. Yeah, this is really trippy. What is this?
It's a crystal tree.
Oh, whoa. Wow, Tryst, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
And here, in this thing right here, if you open that, it shows you the, if you want to, I can read it to you, actually. You want me to read it to you?
Yeah, please. Please, thank you. While I
Yeah.
situate the noise making. Thank you so much. And there's a card in there, too. Let's shout out these guys. A Time for Karma.
My favorite store ever.
This is really cool. This is in Rockville Center.
Yeah.
Awesome. They're going to live right here on my table.
So the bottom is amethyst and the top is green aventurine.
Uh-huh.
So it says green aventurine is said to benefit one in all areas of creativity and imagination, as well as intellect and mental clarity. It is a gentle stone energetically that gives a sense of calm and balance and enhances happiness. It is also a stone of protection energies and can bring friendship to one's life. Green aventurine also helps one to see alternatives and potentials in all situations, given a positive outlook, courage, and inner strength. Green aventurine is also a mystical stone of prosperity. It brings career success and is said to bring luck, especially in games of chance.
Love it.
So
I
that's
love
the
amethyst,
top.
by the way.
Yeah, and then amethyst is a powerful protection and healing stone, transmutes negative energy into love, and protects the wearer from all types of harm. Natural tranquilizer, it relieves stress, strain, and soothes irritability, balances mood swings, and dispels anger, rage, fear, and anxiety. Alleviates sadness and grief and dissolves negativity. Activates spiritual awareness, opens intuition, and enhances psychic abilities. Has strong healing and cleansing powers, encourages sobriety, having a sobering effect on overindulgence of alcohol, drugs, or other addictions. Calms and stimulates the mind, helping you become more focused, enhancing memory, and improving motivation. Relieves insomnia, assists one in remembering and understanding dreams, and encourages selflessness and spiritual wisdom.
Tryst, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
I
That's
thought-
so cool.
So you can keep that so you
Awesome.
can read about it. And you can kind of like move these things around and make it look all nice and stuff.
Very
and-
cool. Well, thank you. It's perfect. And it's a great great addition to the, it's going to live right here with all the
Yeah.
Tryst stuff, you know?
Aw.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's awesome.
I love those things.
Yeah, no, and I've gained two sisters, and one of them gave me this
Oh,
that little
nice.
rock, and
Yeah.
then my dad gave me that one that has courage on it.
Oh, I love it.
So I'm a big fan. My whole life I've been given stones,
Oh, yeah?
but I've always given them out, kind of like we were talking about in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Jake? Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, of course.
One day we were sitting at King Killer Studio. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
And he was just going on about something. I was like, and I pulled out I had a bunch of rocks in my bag, so I gave him an onyx
I
arrowhead.
remember that. I was there for that.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this is what you need.
Yeah.
You know, because people just do it. I don't know. It's just something that happens. It's the universe.
I totally get it.
You don't. Well, this I'll hold on to forever. I'm not giving that out.
Oh, yeah.
And those I'll keep forever too. But there's
Obviously.
definitely gonna be times where I'm gonna have them, and I know that they're not mine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
I
mean?
give a lot of crystals out, too.
Because you get them back.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, now that we have our energy set right and our psychic ability being boosted,
Let's do some tarot card reading.
Ellen, this is for you. So
Hi, Ellen.
this is really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So Ellen, I hope you enjoyed it, and that you get some meaning from it. I think you will. And so we're gonna premiere your new music video.
Yes.
You're excited? Because we are.
So excited.
Yeah, and it's so cool, imaginative, creative. I love the different scenes in it and some of the little humor in there.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give away too much.
No, I want to just say that, guys, I'm going to have this available for download on Bandcamp right as it airs. It will be on Spotify and iTunes within probably the next week. But for now, if you can please support me directly.
Cool. And we have your website is the main thing we have linked in the description.
Yes.
So we can find it there, right?
Yes, or you can go to trystofficial.bandcamp.com. I will have that up and running in probably like 2 minutes to be purchased.
Awesome. So exciting. Cool. Let's roll it.
Introducing Sex God.
There you go. Voodoo Water TV exclusive. Cool. Awesome video. There's so much to dissect there.
Yeah.
I love the balloons. I think that's so cool because balloons are usually like a really happy thing, and they're
Yeah.
like pitch black.
Yeah. I had this imagery just like randomly in my head of me walking around. This is before Disney Meet was even like a thought. Oh.
I know. You got, or no one's gonna hear you. No one's gonna hear you.
Hi.
There you go.
No, I had this image in my head of me with like Disney ears and balloons. And This was before Disney Meet was even like a thought.
Right.
And that was just always like stuck in my head. And then when Disney Meet came around, I was like, there we go. Now I can really like use this for something.
Yeah, that's cool. So, when you go in to make a video, is the same as a process for like, for your writing? Like you kind of just start thumping on some and make it, or do you have a?
It's like sometimes when I'm in the studio and I'm listening, we're working on music, I will start to just like see images flashing in my head. And it could just be like one little thing. And then, you work off of that. A lot of the times it's just like, okay, I'm going to put on a cool outfit and just let's find a cool backdrop and then just let me like perform and dance around because I also love doing that too. Yeah. But this one had more of a concept and, I was also really inspired by MK Ultra for the video.
MK Ultra?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of in this moment. Do you know that girl's name?
Maria Brink.
Is that her name?
The singer?
Yeah.
The blonde chick?
She started getting more into like that style of stuff. Like I thought it was cool.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I think it's really cool. Very powerful. And like you kept it kind of simple. And it's still very powerful. So it's
the song or the video?
All of it.
Yeah. Well, the song in general too was very inspired by, I'm always inspired by post-punk bands of the 80s and like goth music and dance music. So, and when it comes to my writing, it's like I've even spoken to Steve. I was like, I want to do like an early 1960s type song because I do listen to oldies like all day when I'm driving around upstate, like on my, like I have an oldie station. I love that stuff. Doo-wop and, all the old music from like the 50s and 60s. And
well, that's where it all comes from.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to even like kind of experiment with because Dopamine Dreams was kind of like that. Like I had that when I wrote that was kind of like, I was like, oh, I want this to be in a David Lynch movie.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite track off.
I knew you would like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. That and 28 Guns.
Yeah. Well, Dopamine was all, very blues inspired too, kind of like, which is the way I was singing it, very raw, like real. My baby hurt me, kind of feel like that's what it was all about. That's a very personal song to me.
No, it's cool. So are we you released another music video recently, right?
Yeah, for Mercy.
Okay, and that's another one off Fulgur or the new?
Yeah, so right now I'm probably going to also be releasing more stuff of Fulgur Virtue because I do have a video for Dopamine Dreams that I made for the Dark Circus. Right. So I'm just going to release that too because
you got it.
I have it. I just got to release it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get back in the studio and finish this album. I don't know when it's going to be released by. I was hoping by spring again. We'll see. It might just be like another 6-track album or something like that, but 6 voluptuous
good
tracks.
Ones, not 20 okay ones.
Right. Like everything is, its own. Everything's its own.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a physical release. You seem like a physical person. Like
I'll make CDs again.
Okay, that's cool.
I have people that keep asking me for vinyl.
You know what you could do? Honestly, I looked into it. Is A and B side singles with a download card for the rest of the album. Yeah,
that's true. That's kind of
if you want to cut down on cost. I'm just saying because printing vinyl is not.
I know, but a lot of people ask me for it. I'm like pretty shocked. I'm like, really? I'm like vinyl? Okay, I would love to do it.
Right. It's so in.
I don't even have a record player anymore though.
I don't.
I had my friends. I was holding it for him, but no, I don't have it. And then of course, like my friend Steve, who I work on music with, he came back from a trip and he handed me Pink Floyd's The Wall on vinyl.
That's cool.
Like first
How
edition.
was that?
Well, I didn't get to listen to it yet.
Oh, you didn't listen to it.
I don't have a record player anymore.
You didn't get to listen to it all. Oh, okay.
I don't have it anymore. But I'm like, damn. I just want to listen to this so badly.
I remember hearing vinyl for the first time, and it was like what is it? 10 years? Led Zeppelin.
I love Zeppelin, but I haven't listened to like a Zeppelin album.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was like someone's older brother. Yeah. We're just in his room smoking pot. And he's like, oh, you guys should check this out, and puts it on. We're like, huh? That's what it sounds like?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I have a video of you
great.
and Jake. and other people in my old apartment, like on my birthday, and I have like it's like a 3-second video of you guys just like headbanging to Immigrant Song.
That's funny.
And I was like, come to my birthday party, guys.
Yeah, it's
I was
gonna
like,
be
you
great.
have like the red lights going too and stuff like that. You have like no shirt on, I think. You're like got a beer in the hands.
On my box.
Your box is like ready to go, like propped up against the wall.
That was rough. Those were rough times hanging out.
I know, but I'm so proud of you just to see how far you've come too since just like knowing you from sleeping on a box in my apartment.
Well, I didn't have to. But,
I know.
But I did like it because it was too hot on the couch, and that cat was going to bother me anyway.
Oh, Mello! Shout out to Mello.
Yeah, that's like a fan favorite, Mello.
She is
like,
a fan favorite.
People like know who that is.
Of course. How can you? Everyone knows who Mello is.
Yeah, I know that cat.
Can we just talk about Mello for a second?
Sure.
She makes me so happy.
Sure, let's do it.
Mello, so Fox used to be in, my ex's band, and he used to stay at the place a lot. And so when he would stay over, I'd be like, hey, just so you know, my cat's going to wake you up in the morning. So here's how you feed her. And he'd be like, what are you talking
I'm not
about?
fucking feeding her.
So I'm like, no, this is how it's done. So usually the sun will just be rising and she'll jump up on you and she'll do the thing with it. Like
right on the face.
She'll try to be like extra cozy and mushy with you too, but then eventually she'll just like stand on you and like walk on you like, bitch, get up. So that's Mello for you. She does it to me too every morning though. Like
yeah, but morning. I felt like you guys would close the door like, you go bother him. Sleeping well today.
Go on.
I refuse to feed him.
You never fed her?
Her. No, not once. It was a thing that we had where it was like she would get so pissed and just meow, meow, and I was like, no, I'm never feeding you because this is you're fat.
So
this is ridiculous.
She lost a lot of weight.
I know, I saw. It's from running around outside. Do you find it weird that like you're at the point now where like your cat is kind of becoming like catching on and like with the fans? I mean it's got to mean something, right?
It's
like
great. I love that.
It's
people
awesome.
Love her. Like I'll bring her up because usually too, whenever I'm doing like live streams or just hanging out, I usually try to like, especially when I have the fog and stuff going, I don't want her breathing all that in. Yeah, of course, yeah. But then like when everything's over, she just like knows, and I'll be like hanging. I usually do like a little like 15-minute just like hang out. I'll just be in front of the camera talking. Yeah. And she always comes and like has to like jump up on my lap and get her mug in the thing. So.
Yeah. It's just I think it's great.
She's my familiar.
Right.
She is. She's my little familiar. She came into my life very magically.
Shout out to
Mello.
You should start an Instagram for Mello.
People have told me that, but I'm just like, hey, honestly, like if I wasn't trying to make music, I wouldn't even like want to be on Instagram. And
you disappear.
I would.
You'd be walking around with George 10 years in on a trip.
I just think I honestly like sometimes wish social media did not exist.
Yeah, it's tough. Social media is tough. And like when you want to do something like we're doing, it's like, you can't not be on it.
I think that's also where the whole idea of Disney Meet also comes from too, is like, okay, well, let's talk about that track for a second, like what that track is about. So sex, war, God, pain, it's all the same is like my favorite line. And I actually originally wrote that for another song, but this just worked so much better.
Right.
But it's just, I don't know. It's just, everything seems like the thing I don't like about social media is that I think it makes people more depressed.
Sure.
And it makes people more fake,
anxious, and
like so. It's like for you, like for me, like it's like okay, you scroll on social media and you come across like, some very pretty chick who looks like she's got a lot of money, living the good life, fancy living, and she's just like a social media influencer.
Right. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
or the guys with the Ferraris or Lambos and stuff.
And it's like it's very materialistic, which I'm not like a materialistic person at all. Like I don't own anything that's like name brand. My car's got one hubcap on it. Right, I drive a tuna can on wheels.
Right, but you're supposed to go rent these cars.
Like everything's like
to look like you're. You know.
Everything's just very like superficial. It seems, and then it's like you get depressed. You're like, fuck, why don't I got money like that? Or like, what do I got to do to like be able to have like. What's it like to have like that kind of money or to look like that or whatever the hell it is, and it's just like and then you have the opposite where it's like people are like very like depressed on social media and they make it very known, and it's just like really sad to see because like I want to help everybody but I can't help everybody. And if I start trying to help people sometimes it's like
it's so
it can
draining.
pull you. I've given my heart to a lot of people in the past that were like friends that really just were like completely stomped all over it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, I just learned to like give, but not give like too much of myself anymore.
I think you need to be able to have healthy boundaries to like recharge.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's so important because people just take.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. People will just like take like energy vampires.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I always say psychic vampires, and it's like, you know, I don't know what's worse: the person that's doing it on purpose, the person doesn't even know they're doing it. It's like I don't know, but
you know, I think that like, so when I see that, what I usually try to just do, and if people do reach out to me or whatever and vent to me, I'm just always like, get off social media and turn off your phone and like go do something, like not like in a mean way, but I say like, you know, find something like to do, like paint or go outside or exercise. Even exercising like helps, just moving around. It's like,
exercise is awesome.
You know, if you spend so much time on a couch on a phone, it can just get very, you know, it could fuck with your head.
Well, especially if you're just trying to idolize people that are fake,
that are phony.
And it's like, do you ever see a Lamborghini commercial?
I mean, it's always like ridiculous. Like, I'm driving through the wilderness up a mountain and the trees are cracking and there's a woman at the end of the mountain in a red dress. It's just like ridiculous shit.
Yeah, but but you will never see a Lamborghini commercial.
Yeah.
Because if they advertise on TV, the people that buy those cars aren't sitting there watching TV.
Hey, that's true.
So it's like, if you're just sitting there idolizing and making yourself feel bad because you're on social media or...
Holy crap. Let me tell you this. So, like, I don't have cable TV anymore. Like, I haven't had it in a while. I just use, like, you know, streaming stuff.
Of course.
I try not to even turn the TV on anymore sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I try to just, like, not turn it on until, like late in the day when I'm, like, feel like, okay,
you're
time
ready
to chill.
to unwind. Yeah, of
time
course.
to chill. Because I'll get like stuck in front of it. I just really don't like that, because I really just, my Gemini brain just wants to like eat itself up constantly, and it fights with itself. And it's like,
it's interesting.
You're not like, I can do so much, and then it's like you never feel like you're doing enough.
Right.
Or it's like you're not doing enough, and then all of a sudden you get like a shit ton of work and you get overwhelmed. But it's like, you know, I can just find myself getting like wrapped up in TV for hours sometimes, and that's like at the end of the day, I'm like, what did I just do all day? And like, I'm not saying like if you do that, like you're a low life or anything like that, but I'm just saying like,
but it happens to everybody.
It's just, I think we've just gotten so used to it and comfy, and it's like
especially quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine has made me
Because what else you doing?
I don't think I left the house for like 3 weeks the first time.
Yeah,
you know,
3 weeks. That's it. It took 3 weeks. You're out. I was in for like months. I mean, I went to work.
Oh,
see, this is the thing for me. It was like, and it's not to take away from anybody else that like lost people to it or anything. It is a serious thing, but like for me, it's just been like an inconvenience.
Well, because I lost,
go to work.
Like I was, you know, doing makeup, so of course.
Right, that's out.
That's out. You can't even touch people anymore.
Right, but we distribute live streaming equipment, so it's like we just.
Oh my God. And like, shout out to everyone who's been working during this shit, because you are angels. I really wanted to leave like snacks and like juice boxes out for my delivery people, but I'm like, they probably won't take it because everyone's so paranoid.
Are they though?
In the beginning. In the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like less paranoid now because I've just gotten like used to living.
Exactly. Now it's just an annoyance. Oh, I forgot my mask. Let me go get my mask.
Let me go get my mask, you know. But like, you
keys,
know,
wallet, mask.
Yeah, but like everyone, like if I see people, like I know we're all still keeping to ourselves, and like we're
in
not,
your bubble.
Yeah. Like that's
what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not
out and about, like hanging out at bars and stuff, like ever. Like I don't go out. I don't even like going out to eat.
I've done it a couple times now. It's very weird, and it's like I get like the hypocrisy of it all, or it's like, okay, if you have food in front of you and you're at a table, you don't have to wear a mask.
Well, what makes me laugh is like, okay, you have to wear but when you sit down, you take it off.
Yeah,
like,
it's you know.
Like,
but I would like to see rapid tests become more available, and we could start having shows again, where you park, they come up to your window, take the test, they put a sticker on your window, and then in 20 minutes when it's done and ready, okay, you can come in.
Yeah.
Sign a waiver, and then everybody can just go in, and it's a normal venue now because everybody's been tested.
I've been I've been and get your temperature taken too.
Temperature taken, yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird.
It's strange. It feels very like Orwellian sometimes.
I don't think it was.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't actually know what that means. What does that
George
mean?
Orwell, 1984.
Oh, right. Well,
dystopian novel stuff.
Well, it's like sitting at home watching TV. fantasizing over these imaginary people on a screen, and then
who are usually actually very sad, and it's like fake half the
Mm-hmm.
time. It's all just like a.
And then one day
You know?
it can sit on a surface for 5 hours. The next day, no, we never said that. It's airborne, or it's this.
It's all confusing, and
And
I'm
it's
just like
terror and elections and all this stuff.
Well,
it's like so crazy.
the election too, and I don't want to talk shit. I don't want
No,
to.
I don't want to do politics, but the
it's
fires.
It's just more anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
part of me is like, I can't wait till this election's over, but I'm like, no, because then like I'm just scared for like the outcome. Like no matter like what's going on, it just seems like a lot of people are just very like built up stress and tension and anxiety throughout the whole year, and like this is just like the final like boss round, and it's it's gonna go.
I just don't know if, and this isn't to be political about one side or the other, but I think that's the issue, right? It's like, it used to work, and now it's just gotten to the point where it's been turned out.
It's ridiculous what's going on.
You know, in the meat grinder, you do it, and then you put it back in, Eventually, what it was isn't there anymore, and it's like this two-party system. Just I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't think one person is able to do this, right? Like, I just don't think it's realistic to think that way.
Two-party system is what pisses me off the most, because there's other parties that should also be heard, but it's not set up to be that way on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it isn't.
Like, that's just how it is. And it just fucking, it sucks because like for me, like I've literally had like moments where like a couple of weeks ago, I was just like crying, and I was just like, I feel no hope right now. It was like one of those like sad days that we have every now and then, where it's just like, oh my God, everything just like,
it's intensified.
It's like an intense day of just like heaviness. And that's how I felt. And I was very sad and depressed about everything what was going on, like what I was seeing with other people and everything that's going on in the world and personal. And like for me too, like, you know, not being able to perform like really sucks. And it's just like, I'm trying to see a future, and like it's really hard, and like, you know, I want to go to England, and like I'm like
across the pond.
I'm like, but like, is this gonna happen? Like, are they gonna let us?
It will happen.
I hope so. I want to.
I don't know when, but it will.
Yeah, it will happen, and I really want it to be next year, because that's what I plan on doing.
Because that's what I want.
That's what I'm That's what I'm putting like in my manifestation bubble.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna happen until there's a vaccine. That's what I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but I don't think anything's really going to change from how we have it now.
Sorry, I'm tapping my nails because I'm like...
It's all right. I'm sure the people with headphones on love it right now.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
But I honestly don't think anything's changing until there's a vaccine.
I just, like, again, it goes back to this whole, like I've watched and read, but more so watched 1984 with John Hurt, the one that was made in 1984. Have you ever seen it?
I've watched a little bit of it.
Did I watch it with you?
No, I watched a little bit of it, but I never finished it. But I read the book like 3 times when I was a kid.
I'm really into dystopian novels and I think honestly too, I really had to step back from that too, because for years I was obsessed.
You gotta be careful. You can't go too far down the rabbit hole, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You need to kind of be in it, but not.
Yeah, I got very into the rabbit hole, but it's not really a rabbit hole. It's just, you know, just this stuff that's just all just like, it's all just like very grim.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
Stuff, and I had to really take a step back. And once I did, honestly, and I started to like feel less stressed out and less tension.
I think it's good to be aware of these things. Yeah. But like, you can't live in it, because like even if this is like a simulation, I tell people all the time, it's like, well, who cares? Because do you have good times?
Can we just talk for 1 second to tell you something that's been really on my mind?
Please.
I wrote a song about it
Did
yesterday.
you? Okay,
what's up? A little bit. Like I started like right in my head. Just been really thinking about like what happens when you die.
Yeah.
And I started to actually get scared. Mm-hmm. And I think it's scary because it's like, what is it going to feel like? You know,
nothing.
When it's like, I always like, is it like, will you be reborn again? Is there, it's just everything. And then for me, I was raised Catholic. I had a Catholic upbringing. I don't consider myself a practicing Catholic.
Right.
I love churches though. Like I love cathedrals. I've got a
like
huge
architect and
like
glass
I love
stain.
God, yeah, you know what I mean? And I think Jesus was probably like a cool like cult leader that was like this like hippie dude.
Just Manson without the murder.
Manson without the murder. And I mean
Makes
that in the
sense.
most loving way. Like I mean like he was probably just like ahead of his time, free thinker. He probably had some type of powers, because I think people are able to unlock a side of their brain,
Yeah.
or just tap into. I mean, I've been tapping into more clairvoyancy lately, and I've been like,
you're a very mystical person though. You're open to it.
I am, and
Not everybody is. So.
I've gotten more open to it because I started reading more about it. And it's really amazing. Like I got some cool stories, but some of them are a little freaky. I'll tell you about them if you want after I finish whatever else. So it's just
Jesus.
like, yeah. So Jesus was a cool guy.
Yeah, he was cool.
No, but I mean, like, it's like
He seemed like it.
It's like it just seemed like he was like this like hippie, like this peace like hippie, like moving around with his like followers, and people were like, yeah, and it's kind of like how it is today. Like if someone,
well, I don't know if everybody was like, yeah. A lot of people were like, what the fuck?
well, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying though is that like, but then it was like,
and then
kill him.
One dickhead had to screw him over.
But it's just interesting.
We're gonna get
to
canceled,
me.
but that's okay.
What?
Just the cancel culture is gonna come for us.
What?
The Jesus freaks are gonna be like, dude.
I mean, if you see my video, I can get canceled.
Yeah.
You know, they can say a bunch of shit.
Yeah. No, I
don't disrespect any religion at all.
No,
and
but it's important to think about it.
But I think about, so I had a Catholic upbringing, and there's always that fear of like hell in the back of
brimstone
your brain.
and torture.
But for me, who's someone that is more into astrology and like, mystical ideas and stuff like that, and there really is no idea of hell there. It's more just energy and like.
See, like my father just passed away, and I got like his personal effects here, stuff he used to wear. I got it on my hands. I would wear this, but I feel like it would just make too much noise. So like, I don't think he's anywhere, but I do think there's energy.
No, there is.
You know what I mean? Even if it's not intelligent energy, I think the energy's still there.
I believe it 100%. I think like we have like people around us, and I feel like when like I've lost people very close to me, like my great grandmother. I still think about her, like I get teary eyed because it's just like, she was such an amazing person, and just like knowing what she went through in life, and I just how I wish I could talk to her like now as an adult.
I know the feeling, trust me.
And it's like, but like I've had dreams that are so vivid where I swear she like visits me, and I always tell people like, look out for butterflies, cardinals, and like your dreams, because butterflies and cardinals are usually messages, like spirit messages,
right?
And and then like dreams is just like I feel like when we go to sleep at night, there's like this veil between like this other realm and and you know what I mean, because when you're kind of you're like when you're completely asleep, it's like, and you have these dreams, well,
because you're not. I feel like what stops us from tapping into that energy that we can tap into, it's like because we have all this social structure that's been telling us that that's not a thing.
Right, exactly.
And that's like children.
Yeah.
Right? Because they
have it.
Because they're carefree, because they haven't been influenced yet.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see at a point where, oh no, you're just another person now.
Yeah.
And they lose that because now they're subconscious.
I used to babysit my little cousin when she was like first born, and I used to like check in on the monitor when, you know what I mean, when I'd be downstairs, and I would like see her like looking up at something, like smiling and like moving her head around, and I was like,
you never know,
and like laughing, like looking like really happy, and I was like, oh, that's my great grandmother, like saying hi.
Maybe
I always think that, or like like her little guardians and stuff like that, and I think because they're so carefree and
like animals.
Yeah, and animals
they don't have
too.
They don't have this pressure.
Yeah,
a pack of dogs, like the other dogs aren't like, dude, that's not real. Like, no, they're just sensing things. Like, like allegedly, when I've taken like acid or something, like I remember like I took it allegedly, and I was hanging out, and there's like 16 clocks in the house, so it's like all these different clicking noises. So I'm just sitting there on the couch, just enjoying all the clocks, and Spanky comes like creeping over, not scared, not angry, but like. Just like the ears were all going weird, and just kind of like, what's going on over here? And was just like rubbing against me all weird.
Yeah.
He's never done that. And I was like, oh, you can feel it. Totally. Yeah.
I did shrooms for the first time recently.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I actually meant, when I was like in the moment, I was like telling myself, I was like, oh, I think I remember. So let me just tell you, It was great. It was a fucking amazing experience. I felt really happy. I felt like there was no one else in the world. I literally forgot about everything.
Yeah.
Because it's like nothing else, I guess, really seemed to matter. Like I forgot all about the
So
pandemic.
funny how that happens, right?
Like I forgot all about the pandemic. And it wasn't like I was like going out of my, it's just like what I was feeling. But yeah, I was just like being. It was very strange. Like and I have like a huge like yard that goes into like the woods. So I was around nature the whole time.
That's awesome. It's the way to do it.
Yeah. And I was just like hugging trees. Like I was literally hugging trees. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like laying on the grass. Like I felt like the ground like breathing. Like I was hugging.
You're feeling more connected.
I was very like, I was like really grounding myself. And when I was coming down, I was just like laying in bed listening to, I had 80s music on all day, like 80s alternatives. It was like fun. I didn't want to, I just wanted like fun, familiar stuff. But when I was coming down, you know, I was just chilling. Well, no, actually it was Alice in Chains.
Wow.
And Typo Negative.
Cool. How was that?
So the first song, I just clicked like a playlist I saw that like YouTube made for me.
Because you don't want to be on it.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, music. And first song that came on was Rotten Apple by Alice in Chains, which is like, oh my God. That's an amazing, you would love that song. I don't know if you know that song or not.
I probably heard it. I'm not.
And it's just, I heard
But you never heard it like that, right? Yeah, exactly.
It had a different meaning, a totally different meaning.
There's layers to it.
And then all of a sudden, like, I remember like Christian Women by Typo Negative came on, and I just heard the,
did you do one like? Did you have headphones on?
No, I was just playing. I have like booming speakers though.
Yeah.
And I remember I just said out loud, "Oh yes!"
You're just in it.
It was just like I was
funny.
like, "Yes," because I knew it was gonna be like an experience. And I cried. I was crying listening to Alice in Chains the whole time too. It was just like I kept crying, like letting this like emotional release go. And I said, you know what? I realized is that like. It was like, I guess everyone has like this realization when they're tripping at the end of maybe their first trip or whatever trip it is. And this one, it was the first time ever tripping.
Oh,
period.
cool.
So I said,
welcome.
Yeah. I was like, I was like, I realized something. And I was like, it's just so easy to love and be nice to each other and be kind and just love and like, fuck everything else because nothing really fucking matters except you, and you're here in this universe, is beautiful like earth that was like made for us, that we can live on and like breathe, and we can walk and we can do this, and like to even just be like able to like, you know, walk outside and not get like, you know, bombed in the street is like a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like you see how sometimes other people live, and it's like, you know, you have to really be like really thankful for every little blessing you have in life. And you know, I always knew that, but that like just confirmed it for me. And I really tried to like,
it makes it real.
That. Yeah, I tried to hold on to that feeling and just be like, okay, don't get so much in your head over shit that maybe you can't control or is like from the past. You know, learn to like, you know, forgive in a sense. Like,
well, like I rarely smoke weed because it makes me paranoid and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I went down to Florida to take care of my dad, like I smoked some like really strong shit that someone gave to him to help him with the pain, whatever. So it was like top shelf, like medical shit, whatever. Yeah. I didn't know that too. I smoked like half a joint with him. And then Ellen was like, oh yeah, they said you should take one hit. And I was like, fuck, you know, but it was good because it made me paranoid and made me like, it was like turning off the ego that protects us.
Yeah, that's all it's about. It's like ego.
And it like strips it away. That's why, for me, I think that's why I get paranoid and stuff, because it's like, and then after a while you get used to it and you're kind of like, and then I was up the third night, just like rolling around, like thinking like, why would you say, you know, like, you know, missing a word or something. And it was just like, that was like a half an hour of that. And then like I woke up feeling great because I was like, pfft.
Yeah, I think,
but that's why I like acid and stuff, because I really feel like it's stripping away. Well, anything, mushrooms.
I'm going to do mushrooms again.
It strips away these man things, like these constructed things that I think society reinforces.
Yeah. And it goes back to the whole like materialistic shit that we're talking about on social media. Like it's not real. It doesn't matter. Like that's why I think it's like I remember, I think I started on MySpace when I was like 14. So that was like the first thing I remember having.
Right,
It was like
the top
social
8.
media. But like that was still fun because
And
like
AIM.
we were but like I still went out all the time with my friends. Like we always went out, and I feel like now, especially with everything going on and like the way school is, like people are not like, that's what I'm afraid of,
So
is
weird.
there's less interactions, there's less talking, there's less like touching, like
Yeah.
just even hugging people. People are like afraid to like hug, people are afraid to go near each other, and it's like it just sucks. And
well, I had Gary Patan on, who's the president of Broadfield Distributing and the owner of VoodooGuys.com. But he's also for like 10 years been on the education board for around here, one of the local boards. So he's heavily invested in education and stuff. And like, it doesn't seem like it's changing. And I don't know, like he seems to think that's going to last until there's a vaccine.
yeah.
And it's so weird what they're doing. And it's like all becoming this like remote kind of thing. So it's like, imagine kids that are just being born or just old enough where they need to start social structuring through like playing together and sandboxing and stuff. But now you can't because you have to wear a face mask and don't touch anything. And
I'm sorry to any like teenagers that are like in school and kids that are in school right now, because that's like got to be really rough. Like I think
we're going to see it 20 years from now. I think we're going to see like this weird wave of like weirdness.
Yeah. I'm just happy I kind of grew up in a time where like, so we didn't have like the phones we have now, like as teenagers.
It was like a
there's 10-year-olds with iPhones now.
I had like Snake on my phone, but like I couldn't call anybody because I would run out of minutes, and it wasn't like.
I ran up a huge bill once. My mother like wanted to kill me, texting my high school boyfriend like 1,000 messages, and it was like
there you go,
hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I feel really bad about that.
Isn't that so crazy to think about too, though?
Yeah.
That like now we send text all day. We're sending videos.
They want.
I
feel like Patrick Bateman right now because I want to fit in. No, it's because they want you to consume.
There he goes. That's Bike Guy.
Consume. They want us to consume constantly.
Stay inside.
Scroll on your phone.
Shut down
buy
the economy.
More shit.
Get scared. Watch Netflix.
Yeah. Totally. And you know what I don't like either, what I've been seeing on Facebook lately?
What?
I don't know. I just find it weird. Like, sometimes, like, let's say someone posts an article, but it will say this article is blurred because it is like not real news.
Yeah.
Like, something about that kind of freaks me out.
Well, I'll tell you why it freaks you out, because who is in charge of saying what's fake and not fake?
Exactly.
And it's also there's a huge issue right now. YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, they're all these separate entities. Yeah. Which user base is like a country. So it's like, but just because we don't like it in America, that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it should be an independent thing.
It's so scary how just
but
like
they
in
censor
your face it is.
If they're left, say Twitter's, from what I've seen or heard, it seems like Twitter's really left, which is fine, but you can't censor the right or right side. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think
you should be a free platform.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any censorship.
Well, the censorship should be rape, murder.
Well, yeah, like someone getting their head cut off. Like, I don't want to see.
Not a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
that's the problem, is that it's like, I think this is why also there's just such a huge gap between everyone and everything, is because it's developed that way to.
It's the way society is.
Like, if you put on Fox News. Mm-hmm. You're going to hate liberals. If you put on CNN, you're going to hate Republicans. Right. But it's like, it's all just like focused on like hating.
A narrative.
It's very,
well, there's a narrative.
It's all super like, it's all like very biased no matter what.
Yeah.
And
news
like,
should be
clearly
fact.
I'm more
right.
left. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it's just crazy because like when I hear it on, it like makes my brain scatter. Like if it's on the TV, my brain feels like it's scattering.
Well, remember, news used to be fact-based.
Now it's just like he said, she said.
There's a narrative, and everybody wants these sound bites and stuff, and it's like you
tearing each other down more than trying to like come up with some solution. It seems.
But it's so funny what we're talking about. It's all you keep going back because it's like, Twitter has a like limit to how much you can type. Mm-hmm. When you're at a debate, you get 30 seconds to yell into the mic and get a sound bite in real quick.
Yeah.
It's like how we consume things. It's really bizarre.
And it seems too, it's like people have less of an attention span because you're so used to getting everything so quick.
Exactly. Microwave. I don't have a microwave.
I don't have a microwave. I think
I should probably get one,
dangerous.
but it's like
Nah, just heat everything up in the stove top. It comes out better in the oven anyway.
It takes longer, but
Microwaves suck.
I like that though,
I hate
because I'll get
microwaves.
dependent on it and I'll just start using it.
Yeah.
I won't use the stove.
And then you'll
anymore.
start buying like those like dollar TV
See how it goes
dinners.
down? It goes right down the.
You'll be eating the fried chicken, mashed potato, and the fried brownie that's stuck to the pan.
Right. Yeah. You
We
know
don't
what?
want
It's like
that.
Kristen made these drinks and like they're awesome.
They're amazing.
And it took a bunch of different things and time and. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
And everybody should check out Kristen Ann Music, her music page. But it's like we could have just bought Angry Orchard and popped that and drank it.
Oh yeah, this is like so nice. I
There's
really
something-
appreciate this.
No, of course.
You know.
And it's like just something about it. There's just
Yeah.
a certain way to do things, and we lost that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, and again, it goes back to Disney made. It's
There
like
you go.
all this, like, just I feel like. I don't know. I just feel like in the 80s and 90s and even before, I feel like there was more diversity in like music that was considered mainstream.
Right.
Like there was still like a real appreciation for alternative music in the mainstream and rock music. And like now, like everything just seems to be like the same. Like you can literally predict when the drop is going to happen in every song. Every song does the same exact formula. And honestly, I've been thinking to myself, maybe I should do a song like that and see how it comes out.
Why not?
Just for fun. And I'm not dissing any of that music, but what I'm saying is that it's just like what happened to the diversity in music, it seems. Like there's no
Well, only because you're talking about doing something different. I think you should do that, but you know how you've done like some of these things where you kind of dress like 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
And you did these little like thing, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where it's like, it's on your Instagram. You guys should check it out. Find Tryst official, right? _official.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's like you got a tray of brownies and it's all grainy film and stuff.
Yeah.
So you
is
should
that when I was making the sandwich?
You've done it a couple of times. Yeah, exactly. So why don't you do a modern, popular type song, but do it dressed up like that? Because that was like a cookie cutter era too. Everybody had like, you know.
But I love
the aesthetics behind
the aesthetics of like the 50s and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
It actually really makes me laugh too when I watch these like old, like I love watching the old educational films. Like, here we see Timmy coming home from a hard day's work.
Right.
Don't make sure his wife doesn't say hello to him though. Her problems don't matter as much as his do.
Right.
He's a man at that. Like literally that's how it is. And
But
like,
yeah, we lost that. What happened? Unbelievable.
don't talk. You know, like literally I remember like
Right.
watching
But remember like your mom would be like, oh, your dad's coming home. Like, just stop
know.
sit down. Your dad's coming home. He just came home from work. Meanwhile, she's been like cleaning the house, doing like all this shit. Kids are running
I went
around.
to the after school program, so I got picked up. Both my parents would be
Yeah.
like home at that time. I would get home probably like 5:30 anyway.
No, but you know what I'm saying though, like on sitcoms or something. You know, like there was
Well,
a time where it would be like,
Yeah.
okay, your dad's coming home, and like dad was home, so like the whole atmosphere changed. You know.
I love watching The Honeymooners and I Love Lucy. Like I
Yeah.
love those shows so much, but it does make me laugh with how like backwards, like the way like the like.
But that's how it was.
It's just crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's humorous because it's like I'm just like what the fuck, you
right.
know? Like,
Yeah.
There was like one where Ricky Ricardo was like, "The man is the master of the house. You are just the peasant. You'll do what you're told, and you get an allowance." Like, oh my god!
There it is.
But then she went, "Oh yeah!" Like I
Right.
was like, "All right, maybe they're trying to fight that a little bit, but
But was that fighting that.
like, but then like,
Because that was crazy. Like she
Yeah.
couldn't. Oh my god! Did she just talk back to him?
yeah, it was even
Unbelievable.
controversial that he was Cuban on
Yeah.
a show back then.
Right.
Like that was like considered like a big deal because I think,
So imagine now here we are,
but
and now we're at the opposite where people don't censor at all,
well, no, there's
and it's just I think we went way too far the other way sometimes. In my opinion.
What really bothers me is the fact that you can literally go online and like find people getting their heads cut off. And
Oh,
like,
sure.
And like and people like remember the person that like streamed like them like stabbing someone. I'm like, what is this fucking world we're living in?
Yeah.
Maybe if we didn't have these cameras, like people wouldn't be doing this shit. Like we constantly.
Well, it's
walk-
attention.
Yeah, it's like right. What are you gonna do to
They'll
get
claim
them?
insanity, probably get out in 20 years, and they had their moment of fame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to be famous. Apparently, Andy Warhol said something like, "Everybody will have their 15 minutes of fame one day." And he's right.
But it's true. Like even even on the streets, there's cameras everywhere. You
Yeah.
carry a camera.
Right? It's like
It's just everywhere.
I think I got lipstick on this. Sorry.
Oh, great. No, we have. We'll clean it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, another thing that really upsets me too is that just like, I don't like the fact that like there's like little children walking around with iPhones, because I think that I mean, I guess there's a way to block stuff on it. I don't know.
Well,
but to have access to like,
I think in today's world, like,
there's so many crazy people online that are
no, I know, and I think that
like,
it's important to introduce technology to children.
Yeah.
What I think the issue is when we're not limiting the screen time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know people that will be like, for my daughter who's 7, she gets like 2 hours a day. And then after that 2 hours, it locks her out. She can't use it.
Oh, yeah. It's
like she can't go on YouTube or so, so it's like she can still do that and still learn how to, because we have to learn how to navigate it. Yeah. Because it's going to be so important.
That's fine. I'm mainly,
it's the screen time.
It's talking about like, the 13-year-old girls.
Or stumbling on stuff. Yeah.
13-year-old girls that are like, again, going on these Instagram pages with these crazy filters to morph your face and like everyone.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And like, I feel like a lot of younger girls, they want to look older, and like when I was young, like I couldn't wait to like get older and like wear what I wanted to. I was always like, man, I remember just like, it's funny, I was having these flashbacks. It's like I was always like, ever since I was like 2, like my mother would put me in clothes. I remember going to like my grandmother's house and like changing my outfit completely, just putting on some like crazy thing that like
you leave the house in sweats,
but like I would just always want to put on a crazy outfit, and I was like always into like darker things. Like I always loved like Wednesday Addams over like Disney princesses, and like I was like into like the Red Hot Chili Peppers at 3 years old, and like all of that. Like I just remember like very vivid things in my brain that I feel like kind of molded me into who I am today. All my Barbie dolls looked like dominatrixes, by the way. I would literally take black Sharpie and I would color fishnets on them and gloves and like pierce their face and put black lipstick and like black eye makeup on them, and like I always liked Ginger Spice's like thigh high boots, and I would always like want to paint all my dolls to look like that.
That's
and now
funny.
I'm like, I feel like that's my like image.
You should make a music video out like with Barbies.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. But like I just now it's like everything. Yeah, it's like, again, it's scrolling, it's seeing filters on girls'
because these people. But this is the thing: as we continue with technology, it becomes like, well, is it not really that person? So like, if you have a persona online, and does that mean that person not real, or is the real person real or not real?
I don't know.
It's weird.
I get really sad to think about like just how technology is just so influential and so many.
Well, look at VR. It's so accessible now, and then augmented reality is going to be next.
That's
And then if you choose, instead of going for surgery, what you do is you just program it so that when people look at you,
it's fucking crazy.
It's weird, and it's like, who's to say at that point? Who's to say what's not real?
I just feel so bad for young kids and teenagers today.
I think it's good. I think it's tough. I don't know how they deal with relationships. Also,
like, there's like online bullying and stuff. Like, it's really
online
evil.
bullying. He said, she said. I can't believe you liked that girl's photo or whatever.
Oh my god, yeah.
Everything's out in the open. It's like there's no and there's a lot of pressure. I don't know. High school must suck.
I don't miss high school, honestly. I don't miss high school because I didn't like high school. Like, I couldn't wait to get out.
I barely went, so I didn't.
Oh my god,
unfortunately.
Me and my friend joke around. Like, we used to call our moms and just be like, we're sick, and like we would like go to our house and like smoke cigarettes and like smoke weed after school, like bad.
Well, I was doing a lot more than that, but I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, like we'd always just like leave school. Like, I just never wanted to be there. Like, it just I didn't like the conformity of it. Like, and my teachers were very mean to me.
Yeah. No, well, teachers are just mean. Now they can't be because they'll get fired.
They favored like certain people, you know what I'm saying? But like a lot of teachers were just like mean to me.
Well, now they're so scared to get fired, they don't do shit.
Yeah. I know.
See, and that's what I mean. We went to the opposite.
Kids, like, throwing chairs around the room, and, like killing, like hitting.
And if you touch them or say anything, first off, you're blowing up on Facebook as a viral video of how dare this teacher talk to, because it will just clip to them yelling at the kid, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, the kid's been throwing a stapler at him and threatening to cut his brakes.
There used to be kids in my class that were such assholes, and like the teachers just did not know how to control it, and I would just be like, this is a madhouse. This is like a shit show.
Now I don't think the teachers can do anything.
I'm gonna try this fermented apple.
You didn't get the bite on the.
I don't want to be like.
All right.
Can you hear that?
It's a very weird world. My niece is 6 now, and she's a little person and she's going to become a medium-sized person and then eventually just a person. And
my little cousin knows how to use YouTube since she was like 2 years old.
Oh, my niece just grabbed, like, she was 4 and she was just on the ground and I'm like, where's my phone, dude? And I'm like talking to Lee, and then I hear something playing. I'm like, how'd you even know how to do that?
I know.
It's like she just knows.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bizarre.
I probably shouldn't have eaten and like.
It's all right. It's okay. It's not for them. This is a conversation. All right. I think it's time to play Dopamine.
Yeah.
Sound good? Take a little break real quick. Refresh our delicious drinks. And check out Tryst's merch store and her Bandcamp.
Yeah. Oh, the track's available on Bandcamp. Get Disney Meat. I mean, Sex God Disney Meat on Bandcamp. Trystofficial.com. I'm sorry, trystofficial.bandcamp.com. It's on sale for $1.
Just $1?
It's $1, the track. I mean, that's how you got to do it today. But you can give me more money if you want.
Right.
There's an option to pay more.
Pay more.
One time, though, someone paid like $1 for my whole album, and I was like, really, like.
Well, is it an option or is there a minimum?
I didn't think it was, but I guess it was at one point.
See, people will do
give
whatever.
Me $1 for my whole album. I mean, listen, I accept any money, but I was like,
$1
a whole $1 for an album.
Right, that's whack.
They're gonna tax that $1.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You made 67 cents.
Listen, I don't care. I just want my music to be heard, but stuff like that just makes me laugh.
Listen, whatever you're doing is working.
Yeah, I love anyone. I love anyone that buys my album for $1, for $100. I don't care. Just help me spread the music and the love.
Cool. And Voodoo Water TV just released all new merch. So there's multiple mugs to choose from, different t-shirt designs, phone cases, mouse pads, all sorts of stuff. And we're going to be adding more as time goes on. And it's all new artwork by Chris Yee. So rocktunes.com, check him out. And anything you want to say about Dopamine?
Yes, this is a very personal song that I wrote imagining laying in my bed in the dark and thinking to myself, is this going to be my life?
Let's roll it.
It's true.
She's going back to the trap, back to the trap, 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 trap.
So we back.
Yeah, so Tryst is going to read Sally her tarot card reading.
Yeah. So here, shuffle these up yourself now.
I have to shuffle them? Oh my god.
You have to shuffle them and think of your question you want to ask.
I have to ask a question too?
Well, what's on your mind sort of thing. Maybe if there's anything you want to, I mean, you don't have to, but.
There's too much on my mind.
Yeah.
So you're going to figure this out with the cards. I feel like I'm not even doing a good job.
It's okay. Just give them a little shuffle. And while you're doing that, I will once again say that for those watching, if you'd like to support me on my new release, just go to trystofficial.bandcamp.com. The new track, Sex God, is on sale for $1. A whole $1.
But obviously pay more than a whole dollar.
But you can pay more if you want. But if you can only afford $1, then that's fine with me. Because music makes the world go round.
Okay. I think I shuffled these.
Okay,
good.
cool.
I feel like I was saying like a little prayer in my head as I was doing it.
So, since we have the camera here, why don't you just lay them out in front of you?
Aha. Man, you did this so much cooler.
And just pick 3 cards and just do it from left to right. Just put them down in front of you, and then I'll put them down on the cloth.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Woohoo.
Can you see the card on the card cam?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So here we go. This is your past,
Oh boy, there's a knife.
present, future.
Ooh.
So let's see what we got. So that's the One of Swords. It's your first one.
This is exciting.
So these are all reversed, these cards. So there's always a different meaning for the reversed side.
So this card stands for, this is your past. So this stands for mental clarity, victory, truth, and justice. But it's reversed. So it says, you may be facing a task or a decision with a clouded mind. Perhaps you do not have all the information you need, or you are simply refusing to go deeper than your surface understanding. Alternatively, you may feel like you are out of your depth in a chaotic situation. Try to approach your predicament with sound logic, clear goals, and truthfulness. So that's your past.
Very interesting.
Your present card is the Strength card. Heart, creativity, power, control. So this is reversed. It says strength reversed is often a clear indication of weakness. If times are difficult and your inner strength is failing you, the root of your strife is self-confidence. Perhaps you've allowed your emotions to get the better of you and you're feeling vulnerable. If you exercise control and composure, anxiety or anger need not dictate your life.
That is very true. That is very true.
And this is the future card. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a coin card. I'm so bad with like reading. Oh, that's a 6. Okay. I'm still trying to learn Roman numerals. So
it's okay. They're not that easy. They're a little confusing.
So that's cups. Hold on. Getting there.
That is really cool though, how you have the book that explains everything.
Yeah, I love this. I'm still, like I said, I'm still like, learning, but it's just, I like to just read it too, because then I like to interpret it as well after I get an understanding. I'm still learning, but so this one is your future: generosity, charity, balance, reciprocity. I'm getting like really like bad with words lately. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't do good in high school. That explains like we were talking about before. So reciprocity, like reciprocal, I guess that means. RECIPROCITY. I can't pronounce that. Wow, thank you.
What's a reciprocity?
We're about to find out.
So this is the future. So it says, the scales are not very even. If you have been generous, you won't benefit from it. On the other hand, you might have been taken advantage of. Someone in such a deed will not reap rewards either, financial or otherwise. There's a pronounced power difference between being representative, which is worth investigating. Interesting.
That's really interesting.
So,
I had to be careful what the hell I'm doing in my life.
well, that's the thing that's good about this is like it tells you like what the future can hold, but it's not like it means like this is what the outcome's going to be.
Oh, no, of course.
So I think it's let me go back. I like to just kind of do like another just kind of once over with them. Okay, sorry. So this was your past card again. So perhaps you do not have all the information you need, or you're simply refusing to go deeper than your surface understanding. You may feel like you're out of your depth in a chaotic situation. Try to approach your predicament with sound logic, clear goals, and truthfulness. So it's interesting because it seems like these are both kind of talking about like your heart and like your emotions and like your inner strength, because this one is your strength card too. So, and that one was saying, your inner strength is failing you. The root of your strife is self-confidence. Perhaps you've allowed your emotions to get the better of you and you're feeling vulnerable. Exercise control and composure. Anxiety or anger need not dictate your life. So like, remember before when I was like talking to just about like how like, you get in your head about stuff and you obsess maybe over stuff that's happened in the past that's like not controllable, or something that maybe can happen in the future, but you don't even know the outcome yet. And maybe like you're over analyzing too much. I think it's really important to like go with like your gut instinct and listen to your intuition. And I feel like when you do follow that, it's like you really see like good outcomes in life. And, again, I talked about before how like, we all deal with, our own like demons in our head and our own like anxiety and our self-confidence, and we can't let it eat at us alive, because if we do, our future is just going to be like grim. And I think it's saying that if you do that, if you're kind of like, putting yourself down for any reason, or like maybe there's a task you want to accomplish and you just haven't started yet because you just don't have like, again, like maybe it's like the strength, or you're over analyzing things, it's just important to follow through. Because if you don't, then it's also going to probably put you in just more of like that grim state that might cause like people to come in and maybe take advantage of that or be like energy vampires towards you, which, you know, you don't want, because that's going to make things worse.
Definitely do not want that.
Because this stands for generosity, charity, and balance, but it's reversed. So don't give too much of yourself maybe to somebody that's, you know, in your life that's not giving you maybe, you know, the amount of time that you deserve, or maybe it's like, you know, they're saying things that, you know, are not, you know, good, and you're allowing it. Maybe like, don't like be your own, how do I word it? Like, yeah, be your own.
I think I completely, without you even saying it, I know exactly
You
what
know
all
what I'm
these
saying?
cards
Like,
mean.
yeah, be your own strength, and just like, you know, move forward in what you want in life, and make sure. And this, what did it say? It said financial or otherwise, there's pronounced power difference being represented, in which is worth investigating. You may have been taken advantage of someone, and such a deed will not reap. Yeah. So this is warning about possibly being taken advantage of, maybe your kindness or financial or whatever it is. So that's like a warning. So be good to yourself. You know, be good to yourself. Treat yourself with kindness and love. Do what's going to make you feel happy. Follow your goals and your dreams. Don't get so in your head about stuff, because if you do, then it's going to cause someone else to come over and take advantage of that.
That makes sense. I'm on that path, so I know that for sure.
But I will, I'll save these for you as well, and I'll send you the things so you can.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Do you have any like questions about anything? Any of the cards in particular that you want to go back towards?
Not really, because in a weird way, it just kind of made sense with what I'm going through and what I'm doing in life, and trying to find myself and search. So in a weird way, it makes perfect sense. So.
Good. Yeah. Because again, in your past card, it was talking about going deeper than your surface understanding. I guess that's kind of also just about, I mean, if you look at the card too, it's like someone with a sword like through there. So that could also either symbolize like yourself. Maybe you haven't been like as true to yourself as you should, or like, you know, following your instinct, or like your mental like clarity or something like that. You know, like it's all about, if you take care of yourself, like everything in life will kind of like come together.
Like
and
fall into place.
Yeah, and I think like this year for everyone, it's just been like really like rough, and everyone's got like a lot of shit that goes on in their brain that makes you feel scattered, and it might just like pull you down. But you have to remember that it can't and it shouldn't. The only people that can, like, you control that, you know.
I know, it's weird though when you're in that transition of realizing that you're really in control of yourself.
Yeah.
Like sometimes realizing that it's awkward at first.
Realizing that you have control over your own destiny and goals and the people that you even associate with. It's like once you realize you have that power and control, you can like literally do anything in life, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm on that road to that journey. So.
Good. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
Okay, good.
Glad that works. What do we?
Well, I hope that helped, and yeah, I'll put.
No,
this
that
aside.
definitely did. That was just really, like I said, really spot on.
Oh, good.
Everything going on in my life, so.
Good. I'm gonna leave these here. This way, I'll take photos for you afterwards.
Yeah, no, of course. Good. So now what do we do?
I don't know. Foxy?
Yeah, Alex, get back over here. It was a pleasure, Tryst.
Yeah, good.
Thank you very much.
Good.
It was a pleasure, everybody.
Oh, good. Be like very personal sometimes, and it's like, you know, strange when there's like, you know, people watching, but
yeah,
you know, I just find it to be very therapeutic though, honestly.
I think it's awesome. I think you've been spot on.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like every time I do a reading for myself or for other people, it's like pretty spot on. And I think it again just goes with that whole instinct. Like that's why you choose your cards, you know?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. I think it's so cool, and like Ellen and a lot of other people are like, they really like when you come on the show because you bring that kind of
good
mystical kind of side to it.
Yeah. Oh, good.
But you don't sound like a loony, you know?
Talking about mysticism and looniness, and when you said, but you don't sound loony. See, that was my magic powers, like cutting the feed right there to just kind of like fuck with you a bit.
I'm so happy that
like a carry moment.
Is all the audio coming in?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Cool. I'm so happy that I bought this backup battery so that it doesn't fry everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
it's really important.
Well, I appreciate
that whole I don't sound like a loony because I always think of Miss Cleo. Remember Miss Cleo?
Just 1 second. Can you guys just make sure that it's actually plugged into the wall?
Wait, what is?
The backup. Okay. Miss Cleo, man, it's right on top. I know you're talking Whoopi Goldberg. Is that who? No. Oh, from the info commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One love.
You know, her accent wasn't even real.
It makes sense.
It was all fake. Everything was fake about her. I found out. Like, they showed like a video of her like acting on stage, like in her real voice or whatever. I just thought that was so funny. I remember like I would have like sleepovers and she'd be coming on at 2 a.m.
Right, and be glued to it, and people would be calling her like so upset, and she'd just be making it up. Like,
she's like, yeah.
$5.99
per 30 seconds.
I
used to call phone sex hotlines in high school from the payphone. Like during ninth period.
During ninth, that's very particular. What was ninth period?
It was a free period, and me and my best friend, we would wait for our friends to get out. So we'd try to call like Z100.
Like collect? Like what?
Yeah, we would just dial 1-800-SPANK ME, and then
1-800-SPANK ME.
Yeah. And then we'd get on the thing. And then one time I think we called like Z100 and we were like, I'd like to order a large pie. Like stupid shit like that at the time. That's like so funny. Now you're like, oh, those hooligans.
Well, remember when anonymity was a thing? Because you could go to a payphone and just call places.
Oh, well, yeah.
Now it's like, you can't do anything like that. They know you. They know who you are.
Well, somebody said that if George Orwell knew that we were big brothering ourselves, he would like roll in his grave.
Are we big brothering or little brothering? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm more worried about little brother. I think, which is like the fact that I need this, but it's totally used against me.
I really just want to like start a cult on a commune.
A Knox cult.
A shroom cult. A Knox shroom cult.
Basic. That's Jesus. I think
that's Jesus.
Jesus was
taking shrooms.
Jesus was a mushroom.
Was what?
Seriously.
You know, there's a guy named Terrence McKenna who
You're so good with names.
Why?
I'm so jealous.
What do you mean?
I can't say names.
Really?
I don't know anybody's name.
Oh.
Joe Rogan, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Yellow Wolf, Gordon Ramsay, Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. I know those names.
Who the hell's Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys?
I can't believe. Do we vet guests? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. What was I talking about?
I don't remember the name.
Oh, Terrence McKenna.
Yeah, Terrence. Good Terrence.
He says he was like this mushroom guru guy. I think he might have been an alien himself, honestly, because when he talked like this, and his eyes were very big, and he was you would listen to him when he would talk because it was very majestic. Anyway, he talked about mushrooms and how they were like put here as like a gift from nature to experience, to
connect you,
to connect you with other species like aliens and like higher
we
power.
Talked about this, and he was like a CSI agent or something. You were saying no, never mind, we didn't. But yeah, maybe it was. Maybe aliens were like, you know what?
So you think I'm talking about Valiant Thor, the guy?
Valiant Thor.
Oh, that's a whole other story we could go
Yeah.
into. Another very interesting alien story, which it's true. I mean, he was a real person, whether he was an alien or not. He was a real person. That's a documented thing. Yeah. Like to give someone like 3 years or 4, I think it was like 3 years VIP access to the Pentagon. You got to be like something. I mean, he claimed he was an alien from Venus. That was his whole thing. He was from an alien. He was from Venus.
Do you want to, for the people at home, would you like to, me too? Because I forget the story. I kind of know what you're talking about. But
so if you want some very interesting alien stories, you know, I'm not saying these are fact. I'm not saying they're fiction. I just find them interesting.
Right.
And I have a very
they're fun to conspiracize.
And I have a very open mind about stuff, you know. So Valiant Thor, the story goes is that he's from Venus. He looks like human. You can actually look him up online. There's photos of him. He looks like a human. He brought up some people with him. He landed here.
He looks human.
Yeah. He landed here in their spacecraft. And
they just found the government just acknowledged that they've discovered unidentified spacecraft.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So he landed here in an aircraft, and this is how they're saying how he got brought to, I think it was Eisenhower at the time.
I think it was Eisenhower who was president. So what was that, like the late 50s? 50s? Something like that?
The Hoover.
Yeah, because JFK was early 60s. So he landed here. Apparently he was able to communicate with like police officers and I guess maybe trance them or something like that. If they obviously have like higher technology, I'm assuming, if they're coming here from Venus, let's say. So, but this is true. There was someone named Valiant Thor who was gained, I think, 2 or 3 years VIP access to the Pentagon. And there's photos of him, you know, with his papers, like talking to people. And apparently what he wanted to do was bring like free energy and like stuff like that. Like,
that's awesome.
Free energy. But there's also this theory that there was also, they wanted to come out and check out the nuclear bomb because that's when we started doing nuclear testing and stuff like that.
And that's the like, same time where the Roosevelt, the air carrier, started documenting cigar-shaped.
Oh, yeah?
Unidentified cigar-shaped things coming out of the water, flying over and going down. Because they were the first nuclear reactor aircraft carrier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, that I don't know too much about, but
it makes the same timeline, so that makes sense.
So, and apparently, like, they say, like, it was stated that nuclear bombs is the only thing that can actually, like, take out their planet, let's say. Like, they're very, like,
that makes sense.
They're very advanced, but nuclear energy is like the one thing that could actually destroy.
So they're like, hey, remember those monkeys we dropped off?
Right. So like they're saying maybe he was coming over to check things out too. But anyway, apparently he offered like free technology and like just this whole like beautiful way of living, because Venus, what they're claiming is that Venus is like Earth, but it's just more peaceful. There's no like war. It's more beautiful, more harmonious living because they're more advanced culture, no racism and stuff.
They got rid of that.
Yeah. And apparently the president pretty much denied everything because he claims that he wanted to keep the people, give the people something to keep them moving and motivated to get
to that level,
to get their technology, to get their energy, pay for their stuff. So like to just give it, like it was literally like to just hand it out would make a system collapse.
Yeah, erupt in chaos, and nobody would treat it right.
Yeah, and just like this whole idea of aliens too and stuff like that. So,
so you think they're slowly?
Well, apparently. So here's the thing: Eisenhower's granddaughter actually talks about this stuff.
Yeah.
So I find that interesting, you know. And she claims that apparently, like, they still keep, like, the government still is in contact with him or something like that. But apparently, it was also like a technology.
Wait, is he still on Earth?
No, that's what they're saying.
Oh,
I don't know. Actually,
took off.
Who knows? Well, he did. He left after a few years.
Okay.
I'm saying, but there's like a lot of interesting, like, if you can find them, which is strange because even YouTube is like blocking these videos. Yeah. I have links if anybody wants them. I can send them. I have saved like special links of documentaries that were very interesting about it. But there's a lot of stuff there that like is real in a sense. That's documented information.
Yeah.
And I just find it strange that they would give someone such access to everything.
Right.
You know, like, like you got to have something going on.
That's weird. Well, it's also like how you said, like, you know, they thought, well, we're not just going to release it out into the public.
Yeah.
Like, we have to slowly do it. So if I was a body in government and control of people and they wanted to freak out, I would wait, maybe release, like, I don't know, some kind of rapid, contagious thing that kind of isolates people and gets them kind of worried. And then I would just slowly roll out things like declassifying information and then announcing maybe, oh yeah, we have some spacecrafts.
Well, do you find it funny that all of a sudden like UFOs are becoming more like mainstream like news?
That's what I mean. Like for the past 50 years, maybe that's their game plan. They're like, within 100 years, we have to get people acclimated.
Hey, I watched War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise version, the other night, which is terrifying to me.
Right.
That movie scares the shit out of me. It's so scary.
But is it like because they don't really have like they're shaped like us? And they like
no, because in War of the Worlds they're taking humans and like eating them and like using their blood to,
I haven't
like,
watched them so long. But I remember the original where like he comes out and it's like basically a big metal person.
They're scary looking too.
Yeah.
But this one was Spielberg, so it was like, you know, very well done. And it's just, oh my God, it's so disturbing in so many ways. But what's scary to me is the hysteria between the humans.
Right.
Like when they're driving in a car at one point, everyone just wants that car because everyone's walking, everyone's trying to escape. And like, that's what scares me the most is like, I really like am so interested in aliens and the idea of communicating with like something that's more intelligent, that's going to be beneficial and not hostile. Because of course you don't want like Mars attack situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which scared the crap out of me as a little girl too. You know, but it's like I feel like a lot of people that were so like afraid of the idea. Because actually,
but are they now though?
Wouldn't that like kind of like fuck up everyone's religious belief too if aliens like came?
Well, I can say something about that, right?
Go for it.
Religious belief was the controlling thing, right? But if you notice, we've slowly been making it more modern thinking.
Yeah,
is getting us away from that. So what do you need to control people with? It's aliens. And a virus.
You sounded like that guy from the Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Could it be aliens?
Aliens. It's just aliens.
No, but
you
like,
ever look at the back of a dollar bill?
Oh yes, that's all sorts of Illuminati. The Illuminati.
Don't say it.
I'll get canceled. I'll get killed. I'll kill my suicided. I'll get suicided. But
anywho,
I think because if there is aliens, which I don't know how there couldn't be, we're not like special, probably in an infinite.
I mean, if aliens wanted to come visit us, I feel pretty embarrassed. Hey, remember in the Matrix?
But to them, but why be embarrassed? Because it's like a zoo. Okay. It's like when you go to the zoo and look at monkeys, though. I feel like that's how they look at us.
Right.
Like, look at these things.
Can I talk about another thing too? Just popped into my head.
You can talk about whatever you want. This is your platform. Okay. Go for it.
There's another interesting guy whose name is John Lear.
Okay.
And he was in the CIA, I believe, for like 30 plus years. Like really like high up there, like in it. I forget what he did in it. But anyway, you can look him up. And he used to be on this radio show, Art Bell Coast to Coast. It's still on actually. I don't know if Art Bell used to come on like really early in the morning. I remember sometimes my mother would listen to him and he'd just like talk about like paranormal stuff, talk about aliens and stuff like that. It was spooky too, because it'd be like, you know, when the sun's just coming up, so it's still kind of dark and light. Listening to
Twilight.
This, like, old guy like talking about aliens. Anyway, there's something you can look up about it. I have the link. It's very hard to find. You can't find it on YouTube. It's like
buried,
which is strange to me. Talks about
you can find cats, but you can't find UFOs.
Talks about how like this is scary because this is like really hard for me to like come to terms with too, because it's like. It would just like fuck up a lot of shit for me too, but like we're all like an alien experiment and being like monitored.
The missing link between
like in the Matrix. And like that is like
there's different. Is simulation or that we were genetically
like it's
developed?
I don't know. I sometimes think it's a simulation.
Simulation seems more likely to me.
It does, right?
Because like Elon Musk with his not stupid, but he wants to like put the neural link in us.
No, you
and
told
like,
me about that. I don't like that at all. I would never.
He's saying in the next 5 years, you'll be able to take someone with horrible eyesight and put these neural links in.
You know what? For stuff like that, I think it's great. But
but then it moves to the point where we won't have to talk.
We can just.
So when we do a podcast, we'll just stare at each other.
It'll be like lasers coming out of our foreheads, touching each other.
Yeah.
Like so they have like Star Trek from the 60s.
Which is horrible. I hate the idea of that. I like the idea of technology, but
this is why.
This is a beautiful thing because we can't say words.
Yeah.
Right? You're better at speaking at something, and there's a beautiful thing about it because we can talk and we have our own. But when you can read each other's minds, everybody's going to sound like 1000101, you know?
I mean, this is another reason why I want to start a cult. Shroom cult somewhere like on a hill.
You have land now, right? So you can just.
It ain't that big. I mean, you could go hide in the woods.
Put a couple
my
sheds.
House.
Start with sheds, then we slowly collect money and buy.
I just like imagine like living like somewhere like oh my god. I mean, I've had very very vivid dreams after like doing like certain like rituals. In a sense. When I say rituals, I mean like, you know, candle lighting things and like, you know.
From your ritual box that you can buy on your merch.
Hey, yeah, I got a ritual box.
Which are actually really nice done. Sally got one.
Oh, yeah, Sally got a ritual box. I love that video of you unboxing it.
Yeah.
It's so cute. But, you know, I've had very vivid dreams that's like, holy crap. Like, I want to live here forever.
Right.
You know, and it's like, that's how I always pictured like, I would love to live in this like magical, majestic land, like surrounded by like water and Greenland and mountains and just be with like like-minded people that are just like cool and like not.
So a commune.
Yeah, and then but that's when the government then comes in with their guns.
No, what they do is what they do is
so they're like a Rage Against the Machine song about that.
I don't know.
Burn it down the family in the pocket full.
Oh right, and they did the gunfight. Talking about.
I think it's about like a family that was like living off the grid and.
But what they'll do is what they would really do is wait for you to see if you got any attraction going, and then once you get big enough and influential enough, that's when they send in the CIA person and then they start talking to you like, hey, we can help you grow your cult, but you start giving them this, all right, and then you start dosing your followers, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Charles Manson. That's what happened. I'm serious. That's what happened.
Listen, there's a lot of things we could talk about off this thing because you know what I mean. Like, as I just like don't want.
Okay.
There's certain things I just.
I'm not saying that's what you're gonna set out to do, but that's what will happen.
Oh no.
They're smart enough now not to go and shoot everybody up. They're just gonna influence you to experiment on you.
They say there's certain things that have happened in cults that were like a test. If that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm gonna say.
There's a
There's a lot of stuff about it.
Yeah. The government experiments with this stuff for brainwashing.
Well, hey, that's why I like my music video is it's also just inspired by MK Ultra. I mean, they say that like they say like Disney too like does a lot of that shit to the kids.
Oh, it's all that branding and like the subliminal.
Just like remember? Did you ever see like the subliminal stuff that says like sex? In like the
the
Disney,
stars and stuff,
and like the Little Mermaid, they got like the castle looks like the guy's like schlong or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, why is that there? Like, that doesn't need to.
Well, it's probably just people bored.
I mean, yeah,
like
you gotta
put a penis in there.
You gotta be a sick motherfucker to do that though for a kids movie.
I guess, yeah. When you put it that way,
you know what
way
I'm
to take the fun out. Well, I wouldn't put a penis in there, but I would definitely do some weird shit.
I don't know. There's
not like
a
penis, but
it was to
like
me,
brush your teeth in the stars, you know, hidden message.
I mean, yeah, right. It should be more stuff like that.
It should be more like that.
Eat your vegetables.
People suck.
There's a lot of sucky people, that are putting stuff out there that is very easy to consume, and it's that again, it like this whole video in my brain was just kind of like that whole idea of like your innocence being hunted down in a sense, like your innocence being hunted down and taken away, and then like kind of being forced to like especially with like a lot of like children that get into these Hollywood things. I mean, they all come out and talk about the shit they went through, and it's awful.
Oh yeah.
It's like how is this going on for so freaking long? And it's
because it's money.
Because it's money and it's secrecy and it's money. Money really is just the root of all friggin' evil. And it's like, again, when I was on shrooms, I couldn't even imagine money.
Well, what is material. It makes no sense.
It's paper. It's literally paper. Right. It has no value anymore.
Yeah, but the most useless thing.
I'm gonna be censored probably. You know what's gonna happen now? I'm gonna try to post. Hey, everyone listening out there, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Be sure to share my music video and my stuff because I don't want to be censored for talking about this.
Well,
stuff.
you probably will be, but the thing is,
there's less traction. What happens? That's what's.
But
crazy.
if everybody does their part and likes and shares it, they can't.
Yeah, like and share my stuff. All my music and my ideas come from a place of love, and I've seen a lot of shit in life, and it definitely. People tell me like, oh my God, you're very like bubbly and happy and sweet in person. And then like, but you make a lot of dark stuff and dark imagery. And I'm like, well,
you're exercising your demons.
I can write a whole book about shit I've gone through, you know, that's a whole other story. And I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want it to define like who I am and what I do. But it's just like, I lost my train of thought.
It's all right.
I lost my train of thought, but no, look at that. Maybe
you're not going to get censored.
Maybe the government's microchipping my brain and like turning me off now.
Well, see, what I think it is, and something I've been working on, is finding the frequencies that make for long-term exposure make you happy.
Yeah.
Almost like a drug addiction.
Yeah.
And I've been layering it in the audio for my streams. so that maybe we'll see what if some videos do better than others. I know it's the frequency.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And with that, Tryst, thank you so much for coming on the show. You're a beautiful person.
Thank you.
I've cherished your friendship, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Yes, please check out my video, my new single, Sex God, Disney Meat. Buy it on Bandcamp. Share the video. Give it lots of loving, and be free.
There you go. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And it's good to be back. Took a little hiatus. Feeling really grateful for all the support. Please check out the new merch. It really helps. You'll be investing in the content you like watching, which is always free and will remain so. So, yeah, be free. Love somebody. Do a random act of kindness this week for a stranger or a loved one. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. We have a remote show with this guy Ace, who is an author on mental, like OCD and stuff. It's pretty cool. You'll see a video about it soon. So peace and love. Let's roll that outro.